Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Getting ready to do a new project today. So we're in my wife's office and she's asking me to add a ceiling light. So we're going to be basically taking the switched power from the outlet that is currently the way it's wired. The switch goes to an outlet, and we're going to be rerouting that switch to ceiling light. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the tools that you might need to complete this project, and we'll go ahead and get started. Definitely going to need a drill. The next item you're going to need is a light outlet box and a support kit. I'm actually using a ceiling fan support because it will hold more weight. Up to 70 pounds, and I'm using new construction because I have access to my attic. If you don't have access to the joist area, you'll need to buy a remodel version of this type of a kit. You'll also need a run or a bundle of wire. Now for lighting, you typically want to use 14 gauge wire. Your outlets typically use 12 gauge. Really depends on your house and the codes that are within your area. The next item that you might need is some metal staples. So I got 1/2 inch length staples. You're definitely going to need a fish tape. This to fish the wire up through the walls. You're going to need a 4-inch, or this is a 4 1/4 hole saw. You might need a few drill bits, so I've got that. You're going to need a tape measure. You're definitely going to need some wire cutters, and then I've got another set of pliers, and then I got 2 screwdrivers, one flathead, one Phillips head. If you already have a switch and you're just putting in a straight light, you may not necessarily need to add this, but I bought one because I'm putting in LED lights in the chandelier that I'm using, and I want to be able to put it on a dimmer. You're going to need some electrical tape. I've got a razor with a sharp blade, and then also need a handful of wire nuts for various sizes, probably medium, and then the larger size to handle your connections. So the first step that we need to do is to determine the center, where the center hole is going to be. So you actually need to find the center point of the room. So the first thing that I'm going to do is basically, once you find the distances across there, you want to cut it in half. About here is my center point. So I'm worried that the joist is right along this center line, which is going to pose a problem putting in the light box. So I'm just going to take a small drill bit and just drill a little pilot hole and see if I'm actually touching, or if I actually go into the joist. Alright, so now that I've got a hole drilled, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go upstairs into the attic and take a look at where this hole comes out to see how much space I have before I actually touch the joist. So I cleared out the insulation right here, and it's just blown in insulation. And as you can see, my hole is right there, right on the edge of the joist. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move my center hole over approximately 2 inches so that I just cut the hole right here. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got to work with. So you have the bracket. Let's take this off. We don't need this. So this is for new construction, and so generally speaking, you can kind of wedge this up in there, and it's got little nubs that pierce the joists, and these lay flat up against it, and then you put the sheetrock there. I'm going to try to just wedge it in there, and then this adjusts back and forth, so you can slide this piece back and forth however you need it. Let's go ahead and see if we can attach this thing. Now that I got that in there, the next step is we got to go ahead and knock a hole out to be able to feed the wire through. And then I got to run the wire across here and down to the light switch over there. So when I first started looking at this, there's a 14-3 wire here that goes up. It goes up the wall, over and back down to the outlet. And so I had to pull the outlet apart to determine how the circuit was being run. So I disconnected all this and turned the power back on because I wanted to see which wire that was being fed in here, because there's 3 wires that come in into this box, which one was the constant. So I turned the power on the way it is right now, and I took my tester and tested the black against the neutral to see which one would light up. And the power's off right now, so I determined that this one is the constant hot. So I'm going to do away with the red wire because I don't need it for this purpose any longer. So I am going to disconnect the red wire, and I'm going to go ahead and twist all these wires together and run a jumper from there to this outlet so that it's constantly hot. And then the wire that's going up the wall over to the switch will be hot, and that will feed the switch that I'm going to power the ceiling light fixture with. But so basically I'm just doing away with the 14-3 and just using the white and the black as a 14-2, and this one will just be dead in the wall, and I'll just put an acorn nut on it just to keep it protected. The next step is to go ahead and figure out how to fish a wire down from the top of the the wall where the light switch is down to the light switch box. I believe this is the wire right here. So I was thinking I would just try and fish the new wire down through there. If not, I'll drill another hole. But if it's wide enough, I may just put the new wire right in this existing hole. So I'm going to get my fish tape and try to get it down in there and actually feed that fish tape down to the box itself. Okay, I think I'm touching down there. Okay, so after I got the fish tape down into the wall, it took me probably a good 20 minutes to get the fish tape actually in the hole of the box. So it took a lot of finagling. So the next step is to go ahead and get the new wire and tape it to this fish tape and then pull it up through, and we can start wiring everything up. Alright, see if we can push it back up there. This is the wire coming from the new light fixture, and here's the existing ground. So I'm going to go ground to ground, white to white, and then I need to create a little jumper wire to go to the switch, and then this will go to the switch as well. Alright, so that's twisted on there, and I just put that little crimp back on. Okay, so now we got this switch, and since I only have 2 wires, I'm not going to use this third one. I say just to use the copper. The copper one goes to the hot, or the feed, and then this one, this side, goes to the light fixture, and then this ground gets connected to this ground. So I didn't want to bore you with putting this chandelier together. It took me a better part of 2.5 hours to get all the little pieces together, but I got it up here and screwed it to the mounts that are here, and now I'm just getting ready to wire it up, and we'll button this project up. Let's see if put that up there. Okay, so moment of truth. Turn the circuit breaker back on, and now we're just going to go ahead and give it a shot. There we go. Let there be light. So we got it. And then you can turn it all the way up. Oh, that's bright. So those are LED bulbs. They're G9 type bulbs. They're 40-watt bulbs that I put in there. They turned out really good. It looks nice. Alright, I think that wraps it up for this project. So thanks for sticking with me, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel or hit the like button. Okay? Thanks everybody.